You don't have a girlfriend.
Not at the moment, no.
So you're telling other people how to get girlfriends and you don't have one.
Hello everybody, welcome back to the Comical Chris YouTube channel. I am your host.
Skinny penis.
And today we have a video that was originally just going to be a Dr. Phil clip of this like Andrew Tate wannabe guy. It's going to be fun, you'll see it. However, I ended up going down a rabbit hole, and I don't know if you remember them, but there are these two guys from TikTok. They're called Good Bro, Bad Bro.
I would argue it doesn't take as much effort as it does for a man to do the same thing, because a man has to resist the earth with gravity when he lifts weights. He has
And they're like super alpha-y, super misogynistic. And I figured we would look at that because that sounds like fun and torture. We're going to look at the Dr. Phil stuff that I found first, and then we're going to venture down that rabbit hole into the Good Bro, Bad Bro. But I'll try not to show way too much because I might make a future video on them, so stay tuned for that. Because they're a whole can of worms that I don't even want to get into right now. So this is the like wannabe sex coach Andrew Tate guy, and you'll see what he looks like here in just a second. But I want you to see this picture and know that in no stretch of my imagination do I think how he looks now is better than how he looks in this picture. I think he looks like a normal dude, which in most circumstances is obviously a good thing. So here's what he looks like now. So I can't play certain parts of this video, at least the audio, because it's copyrighted through the Dr. Phil show. And like I don't know if it's the music that they put on it or if they just have copyright over, I don't know. Copyright's its own thing. But essentially what he's talking about is in order to be a high value male, which for some reason that is everywhere on these alpha podcasts, is the word high value blank. High value male, high value partner, high value sex, high value everything. But he also says that men are looking for women that are fertile and women are looking for men that can build things and are strong. You know, just the stereotypical alpha male stuff. He also says that men care about women being soft and nurturing, but I don't think he's seen Junker Queen, because, like, come on. Just to end his little interview thing here, he says, like, the last sentence, he says, it's not unfair for men to care about looks more than women do. I feel like men kind of poke at women more for women's taste when, I mean, yes, to a certain extent, you're not going to get with somebody unless you find them attractive. However, I would say I've seen more media of, like, incel-y people talking about women having certain tastes than I've seen women make fun of men for having tastes. Now, yes, some women are like,
oh, you can't assume that she should have big boobs and in a skinny waist.
when at the same time, she has that she will absolutely not get with anyone under 6 foot and any kind of chubby, right? Like, there's double standards there. Bless up, short kings.
So you understand women.
Yeah.
How do you understand women so well?
I feel like there ain't too much stuff that he doesn't understand with that mega mind cranium he's got. Okay. I'm not making physical jokes, okay? I'm not making this. I'm not making this. Okay, I'm definitely not making this. Get that out of here.
Help me with that. What is a sexual energy coach?
So I help men with their mindsets.
With the mindsets? Stop!
You don't have a girlfriend.
Not at the moment, no.
Okay. So you're telling other people how to get girlfriends and you don't have one.
He's getting other people girls and doesn't have one himself. Sounds like a cuck to me, man. No, in all seriousness, I mean, I don't know. You see a lot of these. I have the feeling it's a pretty easy niche. Or niche? Niche? Tell me in the comments. Niche? I think it's niche. Anyways, I have the feeling that a lot of these like sex coaches or life coaches or masculinity coaches or whatever they call themselves, I think it's kind of easy to do, which is why you see it all over the place. You just basically have to like lift somebody's self-esteem. Granted, they're not really doing it in a good way, but you don't have to have cancer as a doctor to tell someone that cancer is bad, right? Like, you don't have to be a professional baseball player to know that a home run is running all the way around the bases, right? Like, I don't know if these analogies make any sense. I'm just, you know what I'm saying, right? But it is kind of funny that he's a sex coach and doesn't have a girlfriend.
Are you an Andrew Tate adherent?
I'm not a dogmatist by any means, but I do think that he's serving a valuable role. I think that he's making a positive difference.
Let's cut to the chase here. Women should clean up. Not only should women clean up, women should clean up unprompted. If you're the kind of person who feels like they need therapy, you're useless. Have you ever seen a woman try and do anything competently? Like, imagine a girl pick this up. If I pick this up, you ain't fucking with me. I'd have my left hand, I'd still like jab, I'd fucking swing low, take your fucking knee out. You ain't gonna see it coming. What would a woman do? Slap the machete, slap her in the face. One hand, machete, and then backhand. I perfected this in pimp school. When I got my PhD, we had to practice if a girl comes at you, you cheater, you cheating. It's bang out the machete, boom in her face, and then grip her up by the neck. Like, shut up, bitch! Her panties get wet. The machete's on the floor, her panties are all wet. And you go, fuck her. That's how it goes. Slap, slap, grab, choke, shut up, bitch, sex. These are the basic moves of pimping. Fucking some little amateur. What if a girl picks it up? You're a fucking loser.
There's your look at a valuable role model right there. Oh, fuck that guy. Bro, it is 3 seconds. I'm not even joking. 3 into the second video of this on the Dr. Phil show. And 3 seconds in, there's already somebody with a cigar. So this guy's really weird. He says that basically he doesn't need to cheat, and he's had plenty of opportunities to cheat, but he doesn't because his wife sustains him. Like, what? It's so odd to even have that mindset. Like, oh, she's doing a good enough job, so I don't need to go find the affection elsewhere. Like I said, I support polyamory, full on. But if you cheat, you can go fuck yourself. But in no way, in no imagination, would I think that this guy is an alpha or a sex coach. I mean, I would have a 100% easier time believing that Dr. Phil is a sex coach before this guy. I mean, look at Dr. Phil.
First of all, everybody has heard of Andrew Tate. Certainly everybody who's under the age of 40. He had 12 billion views on TikTok. He was searched 4 times as much as recession, for example. And so people know who he is.
Especially with TikTok and the way that algorithm works. If somebody is in a limelight, they're going to stay in it and usually supersede any kind of algorithmic expectations, right? Like, I guarantee you, if you use TikTok or even YouTube Shorts, you know a creator that makes a certain type of content, good or bad or anywhere in between, or any kind of humor that you like, crafts, whatever. You know of an entertainer that would not be as popular if it wasn't for those short TikToks and the algorithm boosts and you know all that stuff. I mean, TikTok's probably going to be an outlet along with YouTube Shorts to help me grow this channel, right? Because those algorithms work so well at putting eyes on your content. So of course, Andrew Tate promoting Hustlers University, which I don't know if they like paid TikTok for promotion at the start or because of his fighting career or what, but Andrew Tate exploded on TikTok. Almost more than anyone that we've seen ever. Kind of scary how fast and frequent that stuff can be put in front of kids and stuff. And, you know I keep saying I don't want to sound like a boomer or like a millennial boomer, but I've literally had some kind of millennial boomer message the last every video on this channel so far. It can be a cool thing too. Like, we can put, I don't know, math is cool in front of kids on TikTok.
But not one that in any way makes women seem lesser. We don't have to make women seem less for men to be more. And that's right. And some of what you say has some real truth to it. There are some biological differences between us, but they're not determinative. They don't determine your role. You say the biological role. Women are designed to bear children. Well, duh. I think most women know that they bear children, but that doesn't mean that that's their destiny.
You know, that is one of the best fitting things that I could even say for this video. The majority of people, and you have extremes on both sides, but the majority in the middle don't want, you know, men to be ashamed of themselves and their masculinity. You don't want women to be ashamed of themselves or their femininity or masculinity or male femininity. Anywhere in between. That's why it's a spectrum. We don't need to raise boys and men to be these strong masculine figures while simultaneously making them treat women terribly or like lesser or like housewives. Like I said, I can't say it better than he said it. We don't have to make women seem less to make men feel more.
What I would like to see is especially for men, is a focus on it, for a focus on masculinity to begin with at all, because we can't even have this conversation.
Right.
We could not have this conversation at a major university in the United States right now without somebody shouting.
Hang on.
So I would 100% have to agree, actually. There needs to be a place to talk about virtually anything and have, you know, all opinions be met and represented, and to what can hopefully be boiled down to a common agreement with amendments. Otherwise, you end up with people like my first video. And yes, there are some things that you can never really get people to agree on, or you don't really want to find any agreement on. Hence the first video again. But yes, for most things, you need a place somewhere, somehow, to have common dialogue between people. I don't think you need to have 5 sex coaches in a panel all answering each other's sex coachy questions and demeaning people. Like, obviously there's going to be outrage about that. And it goes for the other side too. Like, you don't need to have a panel of 5 extremists on the left saying how bad men are and that, you know, the kill all men movement and stuff, which is obviously outrageous. So there needs to be dialogue for almost everything in this world. We're all born the same, but through influence we form opinions. So we're all going to have different opinions. The more we mix, the better the ideas are that we all can come up with together. But I think what he's referencing is not this. It's this, like, sex coach panel thing that he just wants to preach about masculinity. And as he's saying, the outrage from the audience, I don't know his whole story. I don't know if he ever got outrage from the audience, but something tells me that it wasn't probably outrage. It was probably someone calling him out on his radical sexist views, and he didn't like it.
Bread are toxic to the young men that he's primarily being fed into. The TikTok algorithm is set up in a way that it feeds you the most controversial content first. Andrew Tate himself understands the algorithm in the way that digital natives do. Within 2.5 minutes of opening a new TikTok account, you're being fed Andrew Tate videos. Right. And that's why he's one of the most seen men in the world talking about men.
While I don't necessarily agree that cancel culture or canceling someone is the correct approach to a lot of situations, it is also hard because, like you said, TikTok is designed to feed you controversial. So you're going to see Andrew Tate really fast. You're going to see Ukraine v. Russia really fast. You're going to see things that make you mad because many studies have shown that things on the internet that bring out emotion, overwhelming joy or sadness or anger or hatred, those are what keeps you coming back, makes you go to the comments, comment things, like the video, share the video, coming back. Just like the Project Willow stuff that's going on right now. #Stop Project Willow. But that's a big environmental problem that they basically want to go into Alaska for oil, which is going to send a million metric tons of carbon dioxide out. Really non-eco-friendly stuff.
Your ideology is phenomenally reductive, and ultimately it leads to failure.
And yet I've been responsible for taking the noose off of millions of men's necks
and those
for the last 12 years.
Those ideas.
See, now this, I just, it makes me cringe in my skin. Out of everything I'm going to show you today, this is probably what boils my blood and makes me cringe the most, is he's not saving people, pulling the rope off their neck and making them into nice young men. No. He's giving people a false sense of masculinity, of being a man. And these kind of teachings that all these classes have been shown to lead to narcissism and domestic abuse. So, take the noose off of this.
Boys will be boys. Is that a good thing or a bad thing, and what's it mean?
I think it's a good thing. I mean, for boys to be boys, explore the masculinity, find ways to meaningfully challenge themselves and grow.
Yeah.
What is the extent, though? Because I've heard in my own personal life, boys will be boys when me and my brothers are fighting physically and harming each other. Like, disclaimer, what I'm about to tell you, I haven't ever heard in my personal life. But could you imagine the situation? Boy A pushes boy B on a playground, right? Boy B gets up, he dusts himself off, he's crying, he's emotional, and his dad comes over. Oh, don't cry, just go push him back. Boys are going to be boys, and then both dads laugh, right? Like I said, I haven't seen that. I haven't seen a video of that or anything, but it's pretty it's pretty easily imaginable, right?
You said when you were younger, you were an aimless loser.
I was kind of a coward. And
yeah,
when I was in high school, I decided that I'm going to get to decide who I get to be in life. So I decided I'm going to be a strong, masculine guy. And so I got into lifting weights, I got into self-development, and eventually I put myself out there in the dating world a lot, and I learned a lot and grew a lot, and I would say I'm a pretty strong, confident guy now.
You said the more muscle I put on, the more affordable, attractive, healthy girls will be available to you. How does that work?
Well, because the more muscle you have on your body, the more testosterone your body produces to maintain it. And working out, it raises your testosterone and it masculinizes you. And feminine women are attracted to masculine men.
Really?
Yeah.
You talked about the greatest harm to men right now. You said there's a lack of positive masculine role models, and that Andrew Tate is stepping in to fill that role.
Exactly.
Okay. And you think in a positive way. And the greatest harm for women, you said teaching women to not value the right things, to go for men that are soft and not masculine.
It's part of the picture.
Okay, so here he unloads like many trauma of that he never had that positive male figure to teach him how to be a man. Somehow he correlates that into it is hurting women to go after soft and emotional men. Like, how does that even make any sense? Like, I don't know if it's me. I feel like more men are being emotional, being able to open up, being able to be themselves, right? And I mean, like, let's look at like women CEOs that work their asses off and have millions upon billions of dollar companies that they own. Is it harmful to women for them to take that initiative and put in that work that is a man's work? Like, just a little pick, and this might be going a little too far on my end, and I don't want to shame anyone who might be like camera shy or has a fear of like speaking in public or whatever, but if you're gonna have this controversial of views and be this like shaky and bashful, frankly scared about it on air, then I don't know, dude, your own lessons probably aren't working very well. Videos like this are preaching this narrative of there needs to be more positive, male role models or men to help other men online, which is why these things exist. Like, no, like look at the videos of like how to tie a tie and all that stuff that YouTubers are acting like father figures or male role models. Like, that's awesome. That kind of stuff is cool. This kind of shit is embarrassing for men, honestly. So like I said, I watched this and it was just like a total of like a 12-minute, interview that was put on YouTube. It made me intrigued to see what else is out there. And I was doing a little perusing around, and just so happened these guys popped into the like sidebar as I was watching a different video, and I immediately recognized the face, and as soon as I show you guys are going to remember them too. So yeah, I went through a rabbit hole of watching these guys for like 4 or 5 hours. Also, I'll just say, my YouTube recommended is so messed up now because I have to watch all of these hours of content that I don't even actually like, and now that's all I get my recommended. So please like the video. But just before we get into that, I would like to show you a lore accurate version that I'm going to make of these male podcasts. And then I said, look, yeah, I cheated 7 times, but listen, you just weren't meeting my supply and demand. It's our ecosystem, right? Like you can't blame a hunter for hunting. Oh, everybody, welcome in our special guest this week. We have Mose here from the I Secretly Kiss My Bro YouTube channel. Welcome in, Mose. Come and take a seat.
Walk up to the bottle and give some guy the right look, like free drinks all night, bottle service.
For them and their friends.
For them and their friends.
So that's the thing with guys. So a guy, if he wants to wheel one girl and he has a bottle, he'll invite that girl over. But girls don't go anywhere by themselves. So the girl will bring her friends as well.
I wonder why women have to go to nightclubs with their friends. Also, I know I'm not like the most stylish around, but like, what is this guy wearing? And he's got like a bullet necklace. What?
Maybe one girl on TikTok's watching this who bought Tinder Gold. 99% of the people buying Tinder Gold are men.
Dude.
Tinder knows that they're making themselves a massively profitable business off of thirsty dudes. But how do they get men on the app? They have a wave of really attractive girls and they say, hey, if you buy Tinder Gold for $30 a month, you might have a shot at some of these girls.
Tinder, like anything else, uses the late stage capitalism tricks to bring desperate young men in to find their true love with their Tinder Gold and all that bullshit. This should be the exact thing that you two are against, because it strictly goes against all that you're teaching, right? But literally the guy with like the tie thing is a Tinder coach. So, yeah.
But essentially, like, it is a necessary skill for a person to have to be able to talk to both men and women, but especially the opposite sex. Because if you can't talk to women, immediately that's 50% of people in your life you can't talk to.
Whoa.
And women, when they see a guy that can't talk to other women, they are repulsed. They're awkward. They don't want their kids around him. They don't want their friends around him. And men see this and they go, fuck, when I hang out with this guy, the girls don't like to be around me. Yeah. So then they abandon that guy. And what ends up happening to those guys, they become incels and they talk shit on Xbox.
Yeah. I think like when you look at like dating isn't everything.
That was a great speech, by the way.
Yeah, I got
Round of a fucking applause.
fucking heated there, man.
Someone clip that.
Surprisingly, this is probably the worst point in this entire video. I don't know a single woman who despises that a man can't talk to them. And think about all the conversations, coworkers, friends, like customer service, just a lot of different things. Essentially 90% of all conversations between a man and a woman that aren't involving relationships or sex. It's okay to be shy and not want to talk to people, but they're making guys that they're already targeting as fragile and in need of this stuff and making it sound like you never talk to a woman unless you're on your A game. What if they have a female teacher? Or like I said, a coworker that's female or something? Like, that is such a weird point.
Guys suck at taking photos. But girls, they're always, taking breaks in class, taking selfies, group pics. Like, it's just a whole thing. And you could argue that, like, men are more self-conscious because they feel like it's feminine behavior to take photos, which is true to an extent.
It's pretty sus, right?
Yes, pretty sus, right?
Oh, look, she's taking her first steps. Oh, take a picture. A picture? I'm not gay, Jerry.
One of the things about a girl being tidy, cleaning up, and making the bed, it's not just her shit. Your stuff too, man.
Yeah.
You go into your kitchen, all of a sudden it's wiped down. You didn't even ask. It was just done, man.
Yeah.
That's a big one. She'll take care of your shit as if it's hers.
Bro, she'll empty your fridge out and like clean up all the stains that you got in there. The microwave too.
So this video is green flags in women, and he's bringing up how a woman keeps herself tidy, which, yes, it's nice for anyone to keep themselves and their surroundings tidy. It's just really good habit to get into. But here's where the colors start to show. He wants the woman to tidy after him and to keep his space and his car and his fridge clean.
They must have no dishes because they're all dirty on the table. Like, it is filth.
Yeah. The only reason it even got that far is because the guy greenlit it from the start.
Yeah.
Once again, guys, it's all men's fault. Everything is men's fault. If a girl misbehaves, whatever, it's your fault, bro.
I watched this clip back a couple times, and I can't tell if he's being sarcastic or not. There's a piece of me that genuinely thinks that he sits and thinks about things to scold his girlfriend over, because somehow this guy's in a relationship. If he doesn't control her, that she's going to get out of line or whatever. Super creepy vibe, right?
And, focus on what somebody's saying to you. And it gets really frustrating because what they're basically saying is like, whatever is right in front of me is more important than you and spending time with you, right?
Sorry, were you saying something?
Yeah. So to illustrate the point, that's a good example of what a baby girl will do to you when she doesn't care. So the opposite of that would be she's never on her phone. So most people don't have to be on their phone for their job, is what I'm getting at. And because of that, it basically clearly states that, like, if a girl's on her phone all the time, it's usually not because she's working or doing something urgent. It's because she has a low attention span and she can be constantly stimulated by her phone screen.
This doesn't sound like a phone problem. This sounds like a you wanting all of her attention problem.
Green flags in women that we love. Nurturing feminine job. Example, nurses, teachers, doctors. We love our feminine women.
I'm pretty confident I can do any kind of physical labor job better than this guy, but that doesn't matter. And honestly, I know more than a handful of women that could probably outperform him at physical labor jobs as well. So, yeah.
The corporate world's cutthroat as fuck. Dudes rip jugulars out of each other's necks because they want that promotion. They want that deal. And it's a cutthroat world. Guys fuck each other over all the time because they're looking at that bottom line. They don't care about if they're fucking somebody over. It's more about, hey, but will I get this money or will I get this job? So when you have a woman that does that as her job, if she's willing to fuck over a dude in the office, she's probably willing to be like that in a relationship.
They're good at it too, man.
Yeah.
I've worked in the corporate world. Like, there's some fucking killer queens out there, bro.
Exactly.
They can be cutthroat.
Yeah, but you don't want that.
So this one actually surprised me a little bit. He talks about how
cutthroat women aren't good
or whatever for his bullshit reasoning, which is really annoying, and I can only imagine how negatively that would affect a woman hearing this, because women have to work so much harder to get in the same jobs that men just get sometimes. Like, women shouldn't have to prove themselves to be a good doctor or lawyer, and in some places in 2023 they don't have to anymore, which is great, but there are still a lot of places that they do. So you want to say you don't like your women cutthroat, but they probably had to step on a lot more nails just to get from A to B than you had to get from A to D.
Yo, you know what's the worst? Dudes with high voices.
Ew, no, that's so bad.
That made me cringe so bad because you can hear him making his voice deeper. Ah!
Hey, little mama, you know what's the worst? A little sissy boy with a sissy boy voice. But me? Oh no, I sound like Sam Elliott mixed with Morgan Freeman.
Anyways, thank you so much for sitting through that cringe with me. That was kind of a fun time, but honestly, it was probably the most annoyed I got making a video so far. Not annoyed making the video, but annoyed at what I had to talk about. I don't know, it's just kind of cringe that this still even exists. But again, thank you so much. Recording this just yesterday was my first month here on YouTube, and we had some insane stats over the first month. If you want to go check it out, it's in the channel community page. And I have so many fun things, including changing the setup finally, a new camera, some new equipment, all the good stuff, some really, really banger videos coming for you. Very happy you're here. If you haven't yet, our sub to non-sub viewer rate is decreasing, so you gotta sub so that we can win that battle and show YouTube that we're chilling out here. As always, there is a Google Forms link down in the description. Feel free to leave anything you want me to react to. It may also help to go to the About section. You can directly click on that one. YouTube doesn't trust me as a channel yet. They don't let me put external links for some reason. Make sure to drop a like if you enjoyed today's video, and I will see you guys next week. So essentially, gentlemen, when this is over, I want to